Good morning, everybody, and welcome out to the Infusionsoft Mastermind webinar here this fine Thursday morning. My name is Scott Richens. I am the manager on the live events team here at Infusionsoft, and I'm excited to be with you today for this particular Mastermind webinar. It looks like we have a number of people that are joining us right now, and so the first thing that I like to do is we're getting started. Let's make sure everything's ready to go. Everybody can hear me, see my screen. If you can hear me, see my screen, go ahead and give me a shout out there in the questions section of GoToWebinar. Let me know where you're joining us from. It's always fun to see who we have joining us here from around the world. There on the right-hand side of your screen, you'll often find a questions box where you can communicate and chat with me here. It looks like everybody's starting to chime in here. We got Russell join us from Cleveland. We've got Barry from over in San Francisco, Melissa in Chicago, Lorraine in Westfield. All right, looks like we got a number of folks chiming in. So wonderful. Good to have you all here on the call today. Today's topic, what we're going to be talking about here is special offers, how we can create some time expiring offers in kind of an evergreen format. That was one that was posted in the topic recommendations section. And actually, I've got some cool stories on that one to share here this morning as we're getting started. So I'm excited to share this one with you. This one's pretty ninja. I think you guys will like this one. So I'm excited to dive into this as we get going here this morning. Now, as always, if you want to connect with me, feel free to connect with me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is Scott Richens. Also, anything related to the Infusionsoft Mastermind calls, you can use the IS Mastermind hashtag. Now, a couple things here to make sure that you're aware of as we're getting started on this. Again, we've got a couple Infusionsoft University programs coming up here. One in Chandler in November, one in Orlando in December. I invite you to check out that more at infusionsoft.com/university. This is our 2 or 4 day event where we really teach you everything about Infusionsoft. Well, not everything. That would get pretty deep. That would take a little more than 4 days. But we teach you pretty much how to use everything in Infusionsoft, the 80% that you got to know how to be successful with Infusionsoft. So if you're looking to take your skills to the next level, or if perhaps you're new to using Infusionsoft, you really want to get up to speed quick, Infusionsoft University is the place for you to be. So I invite you to check that one out, and feel free to join me and my team as we're putting that one on in Chandler or Orlando. We're actually heading down under to Australia tomorrow to do one down there in Sydney this upcoming week. So we're excited to see everybody there down under. Now, the other thing that we've got here, the topics that we're covering will typically come from you guys. They come from you guys and your recommendations, your requests on that. Today's topic has come from one of those. And you guys get to decide what we're going to talk about. So I invite you to participate in the voting and in the conversation there. We use a platform here called User Voice that you're able to post your recommendations, vote up other people's recommendations, and otherwise. You can do that at mastermindwebinar.uservoice.com. So I invite you to check that one out. I provide a link to that every week in my notification emails that come out to you guys. So back to our particular topic here today. This one was recommended. It was or requested. It was, how do I create a evergreen or a time expiring offer, an evergreen offer? You know, there's something that you can do in the Infusionsoft shopping cart where you can set a discount that's only available for a certain amount of time. But the question then becomes, well, how do I do a time expiring offer based on when somebody filled out a web form, or based on individual data, based on something unique to that person, when they signed up, when they took an action? And that's a question that I've not really had an answer to for a long time. We encountered this one a couple months back, and we threw a crack team together here at Infusionsoft, some smart guys in the room, and said, hey, how would you do this? We actually came up with something pretty cool. So I'm excited to share that with you as we're looking at this. I want to frame this within the context of lifecycle marketing. Where this really fits is right here in the nurture prospect to convert sales portion. Generally, we will capture a new lead. We've got somebody that's interested in our product or our service. We're beginning to educate them. We're helping them understand more about our company, about our product and our service. And at some point, we want to then ask for that sale, make the invitation for them to purchase. Well, I want to share with you something that actually just happened to me this weekend. This weekend, I was sitting at my family's house. I was hanging out with my siblings and my parents. We were having a good time there on Sunday, enjoying dinner. And I pulled out my phone and I had an email. And this was my email that I saw. It was from Men's Warehouse. The subject line said, last chance to get 2 free ties. And I went, curious. I've kind of been updating my wardrobe here a little bit. I love ties. I love good ties. I'm always looking out for some good ties. And I saw last chance to get 2 free ties. I thought, well, hey, I know Men's Warehouse has some good ties. So I jumped on there to check it out and see what's going on. And you can see what's going on in here. It's your last chance to create a fresh wardrobe of ties during our once a year sale. Enter ties at checkout. Okay. So what I noticed hit me here was this sense of urgency. I wasn't planning on buying any ties that day. I didn't wake up that morning going, hey, by the end of today, I need to buy some ties. It was something that I was thinking about. I knew I wanted to do at some point in the near future, but it wasn't something that I was motivated to do that day until this email showed up. This email showed up and I went, oh, great. I clicked through, took a look at it, found some ties I wanted. 12 ties later, I was good to go until I bought a couple more after that because I found some more I liked. So it got me to move. It got me motivated when I wasn't even planning on doing something that day. It was something I was interested in, but this helped force that decision. This helped move me that direction. And the key here is urgency. And that's something that we want to look at how to leverage in our marketing. We want to help people make that decision. We want to encourage people to make that decision. In this case, it was something that I wanted to do, but I wasn't needing to do it. I didn't have any motivation to do it until that urgency was placed there, this once a year sale. I don't want to miss out on that. That's a great opportunity. How can I afford not to save on this stuff? So we want to start looking at ways to do that. Now, here's something that I want to preface what we're going to go through today. Using urgency, but using it falsely isn't going to do you any good. It's going to lose any trust and any respect that you have on that. But when you use it appropriately, it can help you out and it can help your customers and your prospects make that buying decision. So that's the first thing that I want to preface with this. If you go out and you tell people, hey, there's this offer that's only good for so long, and then they come back to it beyond that time and the offer's still there, you just lost trust. In the future, you make one of those offers, they don't believe you. However, if you're actually able to set that offer up to expire, so the next time they click through on your link to come to the page, the offer is no longer available for them, well, then that's different. Now they know, oh, if they didn't take advantage of this offer based on the urgency, they know the next time that comes around, the offer will go away. So these are some things that you want to consider as you're setting up this kind of offer. The other thing on this one, I always walk a fine line here on mastermind webinars. Jordan and I, as we've done these mastermind webinars, some of the things we teach you here, if you call into the technical support team, they won't know how to set these particular ones up. I've got a couple of my consultants here that I've trained on this, how to do it. If you have questions after this or you want somebody to help you set it up, let me know, get in touch with me, and you can purchase some time with one of our consultants to set it up. My goal here today, though, is to show you how to do it all. So take some notes, take some good notes, check out the replay, and if it makes sense, you can implement it yourself. Awesome, that's the goal. So one of the things that I want to show here, and actually I forgot to unhide this particular slide. Let me pull that one up here. Here are some things that you'll need as we're getting started. Okay, these are things that you will need to be able to execute this kind of offer. Number one is you've got to have a product. You've got to have a product to offer that people are going to want. And I'm going to recommend that you have a specific product. You don't want to have something that is a whole bunch of different offers that's here, go to my cart and we're going to, give you this discount code that just for you is available, for 25% off for the next 30 days. We're not doing something that is a broad offer. We're doing something that is a very specific offer, a specific product, or a specific small grouping of products, okay? Along with that, you need to have a motivating discount, something that will actually get somebody to move. If you tell me I get, $3 off a $100 order, I'm probably not motivated, okay? But my buy one tie, get two free, holy cow, that's like 66% off. Like, that's not bad. That's why I jumped on that one and I made that move, 50% off, 40% off, something like that. Look at what your offers can be. It needs to be something that will motivate people to take action. The other thing that we're going to look at is an order form. Okay, we are going to sell, in this particular case, using order forms through Infusionsoft. We're not using the shopping cart. We're going to use an order form to position those few products that I talked about here in point one, those 1 or 2 or 3 products that we're going to now position together on specifically an order form. And the final thing that we're going to need is a cart closed page. What is the page that people are going to see when the offer is no longer available to them? So those are the 4 key things that you've got to have as we're going through this. We're also going to leverage a custom field while we're setting this up. So it's one other thing I should mention, but we will leverage a custom field. So let's go ahead and jump over to Infusionsoft and let's start talking about this. I've already set up the basics here of a campaign. And very basics. I just started to put together a single email within here. And I want to show you, this is the kind of thing that we are looking at. Introduce special offers here. Okay, I've got an email within which I'm going to have something that says some verbiage kind of like this: limited time offer. I've decided to run a special on my, insert your product name here, for the next 4 days, for the next 3 days, for the next 5 days, whatever it might be. And it's been a smashing success. Then I want to get out to even more people. Get whatever product name here for 50% off or 20% off, whatever that offer is that you want to make. And we will link out to that offer page. Now, here's where we're going to get a little bit smart. The tactic that we're using on this one is we can put in an address right here. So right there I had infusionsoft.com. We can put an address in there. But what we can also do is we can put a merge field in there that contains an address. We can put a merge field in here that contains an address that we can then change the value of that merge field as we're going. So what I mean by that is we're going to go in and create a custom field that we're going to use to house where this order form link is, and then we're going to change that 3 days later, 4 days later, 5 days later, whenever the offer expires. So when they go back and click through on all these links, the links don't take them to that order form anymore. They take them somewhere else. They take them to our cart closed page. So this is how we're now creating, on an individual by individual basis, the time expiring offer. We're going to update a field in their contact record. Yeah, I think the genius on this one came from Paul Sokol. We've had Paul Sokol on here a few times doing some of these webinars with us, teaching you some really quick ways to get around Infusionsoft. And this was one of the ideas that I believe he came up with, and we then ran with to find a way to implement it. So let me start from the beginning here on how we're going to now put this stuff together. Okay. First thing we're going to need to do is we're going to need to create a custom field. So let's shift out of here. We're going to get out of the campaign builder. We're going to go over here to admin settings. And this is where we can create our custom field. Set up a custom field here. Let me close out of this. Set up a custom field. And I'm going to add a new custom field here. And this field here will be my expiring offer. Okay. Now, if this is me and I'm doing this for multiple different types of products, I'm also going to put in my product name on that. Okay. I'm saying product A here is something generic, but I'm going to create a product name on that so I can identify specifically what this field is. I'm also going to choose where I want to place that particular custom field. I'll just set it here under my custom fields portion for now. And one of the key things to recognize here is the type that we're making this is actually a text field. So we're going to leave this as an expiring offer field. It will be a text field, and then I'll place where I want that to appear. So now I have this expiring offer product A. Okay, now that's step number one. We've got our custom field created. Now, there were 2 pages that I told you that we have to create. One's an order form, and one is a cart closed page. So we need to create both of those next before we move on to our, well, that's actually our next step. Before we then get to step 3, we need to first create an order form. So I'm going to go here to my e-commerce setup portion. I've got my order forms tab over here, my order forms button, and I can create a new order form here. Let me make this one here just for our naming convention. I'm going to say expiring offer product A. I'll hit save. Okay. And now what this allows me to do is now add a particular product to this order form. Okay. So in this one, I don't think I've got anything called, I don't think I've got anything in there called product A. That's what I get for hitting the back arrow funny. Here we go. So let me pull one in here. I've got a Moab excursion on this, and that one is $500. Here's the nice thing about leveraging our order forms is I can actually change this right now to just say $250. I can change the price right here. I don't have to change the price on the product itself. I change the price on the order form. So I'm creating this order form right here, Moab excursion, special 50% offer. Let me just say a special 50% off, quantity of one, and I can click save here. So now what I've got is I've got my order form set up. I can customize additional things here. This isn't designed to be an e-commerce training, so I'm not going to dive deep. You can customize and choose your theme, HTML areas. You may want to add additional product information. You'll want to customize your thank you page and any additional settings. We cover some of these other things in a virtual academy session on setting up e-commerce if you've got questions on those. The key thing here is we want to have this link. We want to have this link for these order forms. Now, if it's me, I'm going to choose this order form URL up here because this will never change. If I come in and I update this in the future, it'll break my link. So I'm not going to use this particular one for how I'm setting up my expiring offer right now. I'm going to use this one right here. Let's actually go take a look at that order form. You'll notice right here I have this Moab excursion special 50% off. Okay. Now I've got this other study course offer. I would go find a way to shut that one off. This is from some other examples I've created. But notice right here we've got this special 50% off, $250. Now, that's the first thing we need to create was our order form page. We've got an order form that has now the $250 discount here, the 50% off discount here. The other thing that we need to create is our cart closed page. Now, probably a very easy way to do that is if you have a content management system like WordPress, you can just create a WordPress page that says, sorry, this offer is no longer available. Done. That's what I would typically choose to do. If for some reason you don't have access to do that, what you could do is create within here a landing page. You could create a landing page where you simply customize the entire page within here and delete a bunch of the information and basically say, sorry, this offer is no longer available. Whatever you'd like to do there. Customize the whole page. And really the important thing you would need to do is just remove all of the fields here. And then there's one thing, again, this is just to help you out. If for some reason you can't do this on WordPress, the one thing you would need to do is make sure you hide your submit button. And I do that by doing some advanced styling, whiting it all out. There will always be a submit button on there. Sorry, that was FFFFF. There we go. That makes it all white. I take away the button label and I shrink it down as small as we can go. Okay, so right there, just change all the text to white, change the border to white, and then it goes away. Okay, so if for some reason you can't actually create a page somewhere else, you can quickly create and design a landing page here, hide your submit button, but that way you can quickly create a landing page that says, sorry, this offer is no longer available. So we had to create a custom field. We had to create an order form. We had to create a cart closed page. Again, I'm not doing something super fancy here. This isn't a session to teach you how to design all this stuff, but I'm trying to show you the key elements that you need here, okay? So, sorry, this offer is no longer available. Ditch out few of these things, and then we are good. Okay. Now, from here, I need this particular URL as well, landing page URL. Copy this one, and I'll paste it here. Okay, now I haven't published it yet, but it will update as soon as I publish. So now I've got my order form and I've got my landing page, which will say, let me go ahead and publish that one just so we've got exactly what we're looking at. Publish. Great. Now my order or my cart close page will say, sorry, this offer is no longer available. I could add some more design to that. So now we've got our two different points where people can go. When the offer is still available, they'll go to the order form. When the offer is no longer available, they will go to the sorry, this offer is no longer available page. We've got our two different destinations. Now, here's what we can do. Okay. I'm going to go back here, back to the list. And now we're going to create kind of the key to making all of this happen. We're going to use something called action sets. And action sets are something that has carried over from older versions of the system. And in this particular case, they're still pretty useful. Every once in a while, we got to use them for something. It's pretty useful here. And here's where we're going to go. I'm going to go to Marketing Settings. And I'm going to create an action set. Okay, right here on the left-hand side, action set. I'm going to add an action set here from the upper right. And here I'm going to call this my expiring offer, product A. And I'm going to say this says set cart open. We're going to set the cart open. We're going to allow them to actually go to this order form page as soon as we want to make that offer to them. And in order to do that, we're going to say add a new action set. And the action set that we're going to use is this one here called set a contact field to a specific value. And we are now going to go choose that expiring offer. Let me go expiring offer, product A. So when we want to set the cart open, we're going to set that field value to this URL here. Okay, this URL here, whoops. It's a pop-up window here. There we go. Expiring offer, product A. I'm going to paste in the URL for the order form and hit save. And now we're going to run this at the very beginning of a campaign to say, great, now set up their order form here, or set it up so they have access to this order form. The other thing that we're going to create is one that says set the cart closed. When they no longer have access to that, when the offer has expired, we can say expiring offer, product A, and I'm actually going to set this to say set cart closed. We actually don't want that to apply or remove a tag. Again, here we want to set a contact field to a specific value, and that's our expiring offer, product A. We're now going to change that to our cart closed page. Again, that's in our pop-up window here. So I'm now going to change this to our cart closed page. So now we've set up two different things, two different triggers. One that says, hey, go set this custom field to cart being open and direct them now to this order form. And then we've set up another one that says, you know what, this order is no longer available. Now we have all of the pieces in place to create whatever time period that we want, whatever kind of offer that we want to move forward. So let me go ahead and hit save here. And now the hard legwork is done. We're going to go back into the campaign builder. And we're going to work on this expiring offer. Now, here's what you can begin to do. Okay, you may want to set this up to where somebody can sign up to receive some information from you. Maybe they sign up for a free ebook or otherwise. Okay, so let's say they sign up for I'm going to say for a ebook. I'm gonna recommend here in this case that it is related to product A. Okay, I'm saying that here as notes for you so that you're thinking the thing that they signed up for originally, we now want to make sure that what they signed up for originally is related to the product that we're now going to offer. Okay, make those congruent there. Now, I would recommend that you do some sort of behavior-based follow-up on this one. If you've got this sign up for an ebook, then have them sign up here. Receive this information. So we are going to deliver the ebook. Okay, you deliver that particular ebook to them, and you'll set up your emails and such in there. And then after somebody has clicked to download that, then I would introduce the special offer. Okay, this is oftentimes called a behavior-based campaign, where we're not making the offer until after somebody has engaged with us, after they have actually shown more interest in that, downloaded the ebook. Frank Kern does a great job talking about the psychology on this stuff in depth in his mass control promo stuff. So if you want to know more about that, check that out as well. So right here, deliver the free ebook after they've actually engaged. Then we can introduce the special offer. So here's where all of our pieces now come together that we've just set up. Remember, I said within here, we're going to put together an email that says, hey, check this out, get the product name here for this amount of money, 50% off. Well, here's what we're going to do first. Right over here under process, we're going to pull in this thing called action sets. We're going to apply an action set here. And the action set that we're going to apply is this expiring offer, set cart open. Because what that's now going to do, if you remember, that action set, we said, go look at this custom field in their contact record, the custom field for the expiring cart, the expiring offer for product A, and set that custom field to be the order form. We're now defining that custom field to be the order form. Now, here's what's great. What we can now do, so we can connect that here to the special offer. We're going to set the cart as open. Then in the special offer, here's what we're going to do. Notice right here where it says get product name for 50% off. Okay. What I want to leverage here is my merge field. That custom field that we created here in the beginning for expiring offer product A. Okay. Now the reason I'm adding it right here is simply so I can then go cut that information. I'm going to say cut, because here's where I'm going to use it. On this particular link, I can choose link. And instead of sending them to a specific address, I'm going to send them to a variable. I'm going to use this custom field. This custom field, now remember, this custom field we just set to have this value here, the order form. So when they click through on it, it's going to take them to that order form. Oops, I don't think I saved that one. Let me paste it in here again, insert an update. It's going to take them to that order form. I can go back to sequence. I would tell them how long they have. You now get to choose how long you want your offer to be. It could be 2 days. It could be 3 days. It could be 5 days. It could be a week. You may want to test out some different stuff to see what works for you. But here's what we can now do. We can use timers. Everything else we build in here, we can now build using the standard campaign builder tools. So right here, I may say, you know what? Wait a day. I don't want it to only run on weekdays. If I'm doing a 4-day special offer, I'm going to make this run any day. I don't care what day it is. I'm going to make it run any day. I can have it run at 8 a.m. I can change up the times of day, whatever. I'll let you work with that to see what you want to do. So we can introduce the special offer there. Maybe the next day we send another email. Heck, I'm actually going to copy this one here. Save me some time. Okay, so now instead of introducing the special offer, we are going to remind them of the special offer. And now I'm going to change my verbiage accordingly. Reminder, something like that. I'll modify my verbiage in here. But again, our link is this contact, expiring offer, product A. I'm going to do a couple more things, whatever it might be. Maybe I'm doing a 3-day offer here. So I introduce the offer, wait a day, remind them of the offer, wait a day. And the final day here, I'm going to do one more, 1 day, any time of day, reminder. I'm going to send an email that says, let's pull this one over. Heck, I love the last chance that Men's Warehouse got me with. Last chance. So we can go, last chance, 50% off, whatever it might be, okay? And I'm going to customize my information here. So now we've set it up. So we've got email 1, email 2, email 3 are now going out. All of those are now linking out to this particular product using this merge field contact expiring offer product A. Now, I'm going to wait one more day. Wait a day. Any day. Maybe I'll tell them, at midnight Eastern time or whatever it is, I can now set a specific time of day that I want this offer to now disappear. And here's how we're going to make it disappear. Remember how up in the beginning we set this action set so that all of these links that we've now set in these emails take them to the order form. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go here to process. We're going to pull in another action set. And that action set is going to be the expiring offer, set cart, closed. Okay, let me double check this one. This one should have been set cart open. Okay, so we set the cart open at the beginning, and at the end, now we are setting the cart closed. Now, if you recall, when we set up that action set, we redefined that custom field value. And in redefining the custom field value, what we did is we said, you know what? No longer is it the actual order form. Now it is this cart closed page. And this cart closed page says, sorry, this offer is no longer available. Here's the brilliance in how this all works. Okay, here's what was really cool. Because we're using custom fields in all of these emails, okay, for these links, it's a custom field. What happens on all Infusionsoft links is that link is a unique link to that person. And when they click on it, it hits Infusionsoft's servers, and then it decides where they're supposed to go. In this case, we're changing Infusionsoft. So let's say somebody gets this email today, and they click through on it. They see the special offer. They're like, great, I'll come back to it later. Maybe they get another email. They click through on it. They see it. They get another email. They click through on it. Great. But they don't do anything. And then this timer runs, the action set shifts, and it goes in and changes that custom field. They come back here the next day or a week later. They click through on the links in any one of these emails. And the links have all now been changed and redirected for that person only. Because we merge in a custom field value as the URL, they come back a week later, they click on that link hits Infusionsoft, says, hey, where do I send them today? Like it always does. Usually it's a static URL, but in this case, we're making it a variable URL. This case, now it's a week later, they click on it, and when it looks at that custom field, because we applied the action set to now change that custom field, they are now taken to a different page that says, sorry, it's not available anymore. Your offer's expired. And then we've created that time expiring offer for those folks. So that's, somebody asked here, Kara, what if they offer that to somebody else? What if they forward the link to somebody else? It doesn't matter. That link's still related to the original person. And for that particular contact record, right in here, apply the action set, that goes away. So, Kara, the expiration, or sorry, let's see. Kara, you were asking about that one. Yes, the other person could access that offer as well. So if they did forward that link, somebody else could access that offer. Hey, more sales for you. I think that's probably a good thing there. However, it does still expire for the other person. This is all set up on a contact by contact basis here. So this is really the content that I had to cover here today. I know there's going to be a lot of questions on this one, so I want to make sure and leave some time for that as we get going here. But there's some nuances on this one that I really want to make sure that we understand. So first thing that I like to do before we shift into Q&A, and know that we will get into Q&A, I like to get some feedback from you guys on content on today's call. Let me know how helpful this has been. Is this something that you've learned a bunch from? Is this something that's been really helpful for you? Is it something that you're like, Scott, I'm not impressed. You got to up the game next time. Let me know. I'll leave that up here for about 10 or 15 more seconds. Okay, I'll close that one down here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Close poll here. Now, let me go ahead and start taking a look at some questions that have been coming through as we go. Neil asked about slides. Really, I don't have a whole lot of content in the slides. Neil, the content is really contained in the demo, and I will post the demo here. Let's see. Bob said, so I can have one product, say at $100, but sell it using an order form at whatever price I would like at the time. Yes, that's one of the cool things about our order forms, is what you're able to do on that order form specifically is just put a special price there. You don't have to go in and edit the price of the product on your actual product record. No, you just say, here on this order form, here's the price that I'm selling that product for. And that's what we're leveraging here. Mark, didn't catch the custom field creation. Mark, I'll invite you to check out the recording when I get that one posted here. Should be up by tomorrow morning. Charles said, can you make the offer page go to another offer page? Charles, give me a little bit more detail on what you're asking there. After somebody buys the offer, signs up for the offer, give me a little more detail, a little more context there. Bob, thanks for the reminder on that one. Let me jot myself a note here so that I can follow up on that. My apologies there, Bob. All right. Okay. Alexis was asking, what was the action set you selected? Set a custom field to a specific value. Yes, the action sets were here. Back to list. Let's get back out of that to the marketing settings. Not automation links, action sets. And I said expiring offer, set cart open. Okay. What we're leveraging within here when I say add a new action is we're leveraging the one here that says set a contact field to a specific value. So it says set, and then how I customize that one, I chose the field expiring offer product A, and I gave it a value of a web address. We do have to include the HTTP and all of that information. I set the value as the web address. The first one that I did here, set the cart to open, and I defined that as the order form. The next one that I did, I set the cart closed, and I defined that as the cart closed page. Anne on this one said, wouldn't you want the cart expiration to start when they open the email? And yes, you could do that, not specifically on the email open, but it could be on the email click. Here's the question on that, Anne, is if in your email you say it's only available for 4 days and they don't open it till a day or two later, and then you start the clock, then that's not the way that I would choose to do it, because if they open it 2 days after I send it, they should be thinking it's only 2 days left. and I want to maintain that. If you did choose to wait until they opened it, you wouldn't do it based on an open. You would rather do it based on a click once they engage with it, and then yes, you could set the cart being open here. View the campaign. Let's go back in here. Edit special offer. I can choose to run this apply action set whenever I want to. So if instead of introducing the special offer after I apply the action set, I wanted to do it beforehand, maybe I introduce the special offer in here, and once they click through, then we start the clock. Yeah, you can do that. The key here is now we have all the puzzle pieces in place. The puzzle pieces being we've got a custom field, we've got an order form, we've got a cart closed page, and we've got two action sets, one that opens it and one that closes it over here. Let's see. Margaret, how do you copy that reminder email? Copy is a feature that we've got within here. You can, on a Mac and a PC, I believe, you can click your icon. So I'm going to click and hold, and I'm going to use the control button, drag and drop, and it's going to create another one. I can do that with pretty much anything in here. Awesome. Susan's excited, says, this is brilliant, great timing. She's got a training class coming up. She's going to use it. Cheryl likes this one. Susan, awesome. Another Susan here. Let's see. Randy says, seems like a way to do a product launch Jeff Walker style series of videos. Yeah, absolutely. That's a way that you can do it. You can use this for launches if you want to. What's really nice about this, right? Notice here, somebody signs up and we can trigger it based on a sign up. Awesome. We can do that based on a sign up. We can also trigger this from anything else. So for example, somebody else signed up and received some information in another campaign. Maybe they didn't buy, but we're going to roll them over into a very closely related product. Well, instead of starting that from a web form, we could also start it instead from a tag being applied somewhere else. And maybe we're not delivering an ebook there, but maybe we're actually just starting people here at the special offer and dropping them in there. So yeah, Jeff Walker kind of stuff, that the product launch, a rolling evergreen product launch. You know, usually with Jeff Walker stuff, he's really pushing towards a product launch on that. He gets a bunch of people on board and he's doing a product launch on a particular day. Yes, you can use it for doing the same date for everybody. You start everybody at the same time. Awesome. Or you can do this as a rolling evergreen as well. Susan said, if they forward to someone who has not yet opted in, then what? Well, Susan, as soon as they sign up, if somebody forwards this offer to their friend and their friend clicks through on the link, they will see the offer as well. Now, in my mind, if the offer is enticing enough to get that person to buy it, heck, that's a win. Like, that's awesome to me, because now that person has signed up. They didn't just have to sign up and go through my whole process. They went straight to the purchase. So in my mind, that's a win. One other thing here that is a good point to flesh this out that I hadn't pointed out here, and thanks, Greg, for asking that question there. One of the other things here, I get a little bit excited once in a while, and I got one of my other team members on here, Greg. He'll probably be doing a mastermind here in the future. And Greg said, hey, Scott, don't forget about this part. So he's keeping me honest here. We're making this special offer. What we want to make sure that we do is that we have this offer expire, right? So right here, special offer. Okay, this is going to go through here. People are going to be able to receive all those emails. Well, as soon as they purchase, we want that to stop. So let's make sure we flesh this one out. We're going to say whenever they purchase a specific product, that product being, in this case, my Moab excursion, then what I'm also going to do is set this up to where I can do my post-sale follow-up. And I will do a couple things within there. I will probably send them an email that says, hey, thanks so much. But one of the important things to do to close the loop is make sure that here within the post sale area, we also go in and we close that cart. We set the cart to closed. You may want to do that immediately after they purchase, so they can only purchase one. Tell them they've got one available at this offer, and then if they click through on the link again, the link no longer works for them. I mean, you could do that, or if you wanted to, you could delay this another day or two to then allow them to have time to maybe make multiple purchases if they wanted to, but still within that approximately 4-day time frame. So that's one option that you've got there. To me, what I love about how we've set all this up is basically what I've introduced to you is a whole bunch of Legos, a whole bunch of pieces that you can put together. And I've shown you a particular way that you can configure them. But just like with Legos, you can build whatever you want to with the blocks. You can make whatever design you want to. And the Legos I'm talking about here are this action set to open things, action set to close things. Those are the two primary things that you got to have. And then within your offers here, again, this is the key. This is the crux of all of it. What we're placing right within this link is our merge field, our custom merge field for the expiring product. The reason I paste it here first is because once I get into this link here, I don't have access to my merge field. So I copy it so I can then paste it within here. And we're pasting in a merge field. Jordan's looking at this. He goes, hey, wait a minute. He says, good stuff. What if the prospect bookmarks the offer in their browser? If they do bookmark the offer, then it is still available there, Jordan. This particular page doesn't shift. So if somebody does go in and bookmark the particular offer, then that page is still accessible. And that's kind of the loophole here that they can find to still come in and order it. But for the most part, any links that they are clicking on, actually all of the links that they click on will redirect them somewhere else. Let's see. Graham said, is there a way to dynamically, and Graham, your name sounded familiar. I don't know if Graham was the one that recommended this one or not, but if so, awesome. Let's see. Is there a way to dynamically add future dates to these emails or landing pages so the offer seems even more urgent with hard deadlines? Graham, on the order forms, there's not. In the emails, though, you could potentially on that one, Graham. So if we take a look here, in the emails, you can put in some different custom fields within here. So like if I go to my merge option, let's go right here. Contact fields additional. I'm trying to remember where these ones are. There's some just different fields that you can use. Date fields right here. So we can use current date, day of the week, day of the month. You can merge something that says, hey, hey, I know it's Monday. This offer is only available for 4 days. And so that's one day. That's one way right there where you can use the day of the week to be able to put those offers in. What you could also do, Graham, that question gets asked a lot. There are some plugins, some third-party plugins that will help you customize specific dates as well to coincide with this. You'll want to look at something like Plus This or Tactical Actions in the marketplace. Those are a couple products that have been built to help you create some additional custom date fields that you can then say on this particular date, this offer will expire. Bryce was asking, can we see a recording of this? Yes, absolutely. We always post recordings of the masterminds. If you go to help.infusionsoft.com/mastermind, you'll see mastermind archive right here. And this is where you find our recent ones. Last week's right here was on lead source tracking. You click through and you can watch that. Some of them I'm able to do an in-browser player here. Other times I'm not. And so you'll just download the recording. Susan's excited to not have to deal with promo codes. Let's see. Ann said, can you create a quantity-specific offer? For example, there's only 20 of these deals available. And at this point, Infusionsoft, while we have a very basic inventory management or inventory tracking, basically it's a counter, I think an abacus, pretty simple. You sell one, you sell another one, great. However, once you reach the end, we don't stop them from selling. So the answer on that would be no. Monique said, how would you create a web form that says something like, you missed the offer, sign up for the next one? Well, basically on that order form where I hid everything, sorry, not the order form, the landing page where I hid everything, sorry, this offer is no longer available, and whited out the submit button and all that, just leave a form on there that says, hey, we've, notify me of the next one, and leave the form actually on there. Charles said, if the offer expires, you could give them a 35% offer for 3 more days. Charles, yeah, you could do something like that. You could create a couple different order forms and a few different action sets. So if you wanted to say, hey, you know what, act today and you get 50% off, but in a couple days that drops to 25% off. What you could do on that is actually create a couple different action sets. Go back here to sequence. One right here that sets it to the 50% order form. Maybe a couple days later, you set it to a 25% or off order form. They click through on that and they go, oh my gosh, the 50%'s gone. I better order it at 25 before that one actually goes away a couple days later. So you could do something staged like that. Frank said, if the offer is forwarded to someone else and they change the info on the order form, what happens to the original Infusionsoft customer record? Frank, the order forms that we're using at this point, the way that we're leveraging the order form is we're not passing the information here from the original contact to the order form. That is something that can be done, but that's not what we're doing here. So therefore, if they forward out this email to a friend, that friend clicks through, buys the product, it will not update that the original contacts record. It will simply create a new one. Because the way these order forms work is the order forms, by default, and you can customize this, but by default, it looks for somebody's email address to do the deduplication. Monique, let's see. Hey, thanks for reaching out to me on that one. I've got a couple people here who have been reaching out and hadn't gotten back to quite yet. I know I get pretty busy here with some of these events and stuff. So I'll reach back out to you, Monique, as soon as I can. Let's see. JD said, on the Clark code on the closed cart page, could you include a further offer, like a reopen offer with 2 referrals, lead capture? Hey, that's a great idea, JD. JD saying, hey, can we give them a way to like unlock that? So if they want the offer and they missed out on the offer, maybe ask them for a couple referrals, and then you can unlock that discount for them again. Yeah, JD, that's actually really smart. I love that idea. Ramona, did I think I hit the merge field here again already. I was just getting to your question from a while back. So let me know if you still needed that one. Yep. Okay, perfect. Monique asked, is there a tag for indicate interest? There's not by default a tag for indicate interest. Where this indicated interest one comes into play is that's looking at somebody clicking through on a link in an email by default. That's one of those goals that we've put in there. If you wanted that to look at something else, a web form submission or a tag being applied, you could do that. But by default, that one's looking at somebody clicking a link. Bob, thanks for the feedback. Awesome. Alexis, great. So Alexis said, just want to make sure I'm totally clear on this. because this is all based on custom fields tied to the contact records, we can just drop this whole process into our sales funnel. So prospect A may get this offer in October and prospect B might get this offer in November. Is that correct? Yes, Alexis. That's what I mean when I start talking about this in the beginning and use the term evergreen on that one. Anytime somebody's signing up on this, we're now starting a unique counter for that person. Susan asks, will this be, or is there already a campaign template for this in the marketplace? Susan, right now there is not. And I don't know if we plan on putting that one in there or not. Let's see. Awesome. Randy, thanks for the feedback. Bob. Yeah, good comment there. Let's see. Bryce said, hey, really useful. Loopholes are far outweighed by the benefits. Yeah, the order forms don't expire there. So technically that is a loophole. For the most part, though, when I've seen this one deployed, folks are going back and they're clicking through on the link. They know they've got that link there. They'll go through and click on that link. And the folks that don't, awesome. They find that loophole and they still come on as a customer there. Let's see. Bryce said, can you set up an action set in a follow-up sequence, or do you have to use it in the campaign builder? Bryce, if you're doing some legacy stuff using the old follow-up sequences, yes, you can set the action sets there as well. Monique said, does anything change if you use promo codes in the order form? If you're using promo codes on the order form to unlock the discount, that's an extra step for people. You could put that in place though. So Monique's asking, if I use the order form or the promo code on the order form to actually unlock the discount, that's another way to do this. Instead of just having this particular price out there, you could have the original price and then use a promo code on this one, so you could tell people, hey, this promo code's good for a certain amount of days. And then they can use that promo code. Now, here's the thing. Those promo codes, we can't expire per person. So we can't activate the promo code for somebody. You would still need to then shift your order form pages here. Bob had a couple comments here going together. He was saying, without a trigger to start, you risk the first offer not being opened for weeks or months even. It's a good way to segment your database, yes. And his follow-up there was, you could use tags in the builder to start another sequence with another offer subject to behaviors. Yeah, that's a great way to do it there, Bob, is shift people from one offer to the next offer. And that's where I started talking about this one here, behavior-based. Deliver the ebook. If they're not engaging, you may not want to make them the special offer. If they're not even clicking through to download whatever your ebook is that you're sending out to them, then they may not be good people to actually send the special offer to, since they're not engaging. So you could just kick them over to another losing my train of thought here. Kick them over to another campaign. There we go. Cheryl said you could also make the closed page an offer with a slightly higher offer since they missed the first discount. Yeah, you could give them kind of a second chance or some sort of offer there. Ramona, awesome. Sees how she can put this one to use. Monique said, so basically, if they click on the link inside the email, it moves them to the special offer. Yeah, so when they click on the link in the email, what we're using here is typically on one of these, what you would put in there is not a merge field, but you would actually put the link to the order form. Well, we're putting the merge field in here so that when they come back to any of the emails in the future, we've actually shifted where it's taking them. We've shifted it to a different page. Let's see. Awesome, JD. Good timing here. JD said he's doing a business launch next month, so good timing on that one. Okay, awesome. Well, if there's not any other questions, we're going to go ahead and wrap up here. So I'll leave things open here for just a few more moments. As soon as I'm done here, I'll get this thing converting. Take some time for this to convert, but I will have it posted for tomorrow. And again, you can find that under the Mastermind webinars. If you go to help.infusionsoft.com, you can click on Mastermind webinars here and then access it underneath Mastermind archive. Randy said, if they bookmark the order page, as you mentioned, it's still available. What happens if they share the bookmark page? That page is still live there, Randy. If you wanted to lock that down a little bit further, you could have them use a promo code as well to then unlock that discount, like Monique was asking about here earlier. If you wanted to add an extra layer to that, an extra key to unlock it, you could add that promo code to that particular page. Monique, this one here, where this was coming into play, this other tag, that was showing that you could have people sign up for an ebook and walk them through this whole process. And what I think it was Bob or somebody else might have mentioned here was the concept of, well, if somebody's not engaging with one particular offer or responding to that, maybe you can kick them over to another offer. And so if I had something set up like this for 2 or 3 different types of opt-ins where I was making an offer to people to help them to convert, what I could do to roll somebody from a different campaign to this one is create this tag right here, this goal, looking for a tag to be applied that could then trigger this. So basically, if I had another campaign and somebody did or didn't purchase, but I wanted to kick them over to this particular campaign, in one of the sequences in that other campaign, I could apply a tag that now starts this one. It's basically kind of passing people from one campaign to another. So if this one is looking at, I don't think I actually have a tag set up here. Let me make a copy of this one. So if I had my expiring offer for product A and I wanted to kick somebody over to my expiring offer for product B, okay, ebook, this I will say is product B, okay. What I could do is set up a tag in one of them. So let's go back to our very first one, expiring offer. Somebody comes through, signs up. We deliver the ebook. Let's say they never do anything. So I wait a couple weeks or I wait a week, so maybe I say weeks, wait 1 week. If they haven't engaged on this one, great. I'm going to apply a tag, and that tag could be, something that starts offer for product B. Okay, I would probably label that differently, but just to do something here quick, starts offer for product B, great. When that starts offer for product B campaign is started, right? That tag is applied. What I could set up my product B campaign to do is say, you know what? They didn't opt in for an ebook, so I'm not going to deliver them an ebook. Instead, I just want to start people on the special offer for product B. And I can add them in directly here by picking up from that tag being applied. Start offer for product B. So great, they don't respond to the first one. Boom, I kick them over to the second one, and off we go. Frank said, what kind of follow-up would you recommend if they click the link but they don't buy? If they click the link but they don't buy, you know something a little bit different about them. They're at least engaged enough to at that point, they're engaged enough, they're interested enough to actually click through on the link. So you may shift your tone on that one. You may try and sweeten the deal. You may try and sweeten the offer, throw in an extra bonus or otherwise, if possible, if that's something that's related to you, if that's something that works within your business there, Frank. You can continue to increase the value there of what your offer is to them. I've seen some people that will go through and in email number one, they say, hey, here's what you're getting. Email number two, they'll add something to sweeten it. And if at any point you buy them, you get all of those. But as they go through the process here, they kind of sweeten the deal. Monique said, what do you mean by shifting the order form if I use promo codes? What I mean by that is the promo codes, if we're going to give them the discount based on the promo code, the promo code doesn't expire for people. Okay, where we're working with the expiration on this is here underneath the apply action sets. This is how we're treating the expiration, meaning if they come back and they click on this link, the link takes them somewhere different. Okay, so that's what I mean when I'm saying we still have to shift the order forms. Okay, you asked about using a promo code to unlock that discount. Great. We can set the action set, the opening link here, so that all these emails take them to the order form. And if instead of just setting the price here to $250, you wanted to unlock that with a promo code, awesome. Now, that promo code will continue to work indefinitely for that person. There is no expiration on the promo code. So the way that we're achieving the expiration is now saying if they click through on one of those links again, we change where that link takes them to a different page. So I'm saying if you're using a promo code, awesome, but the promo code in and of itself will not create for us an evergreen offer. We cannot set that so that when I send this email to Monique, start a counter so that she can only use this promo code for 5 days. So you do still have to use this action set here at the end. Laverne, that's up to you. Laverne asked, should I let people know I know they clicked? Me, I would say no, I wouldn't. I would just follow up a little bit differently. That comes off as a little, most people know that Big Brother's out there keeping an eye on a bunch of stuff, and we're content in our ignorance to just avoid it and not think about it. But the moment we start really freaking people out by saying, hey, I noticed you clicked on that link 5 minutes ago. Why didn't you buy? That's a little bit weird. So Laverne, I would look at it as just knowing that you know that they clicked on it. How would you talk to them? If they clicked on it and they didn't buy, now you may start looking at some objections. What are the most common objections? And so I'm not trying to get somebody to click through and show that they're interested in the product. I know that they're interested. So now I'm going to address why they didn't purchase it. Say, hey, you know what? A lot of times I get from people, they're not really sure about this, that, or the other. And then I'll throw in a testimonial about that. What is your number one objection? What is your number two objection? I'll start talking about the objections and addressing the objections after I know they're interested. Susan, the only way to stop this, should you decide to discontinue ever having that sale, number one, delete the promo code, or number two, change the discounted order form to full price or whatever. Yeah, you could do that, Susan. Either one. Delete the promo code, remove that as an option to discount the price, or just go in and manually update the price on that particular order form. Monique, let's see. Yes. Monique's saying she wants to send 4 videos, never take them to a product purchase. I'm assuming the way to do that is put a delay timer in the specific offer follow-up sequence. Yeah. Really, the opening is that I keep saying Legos because that's really what it becomes. This is our opening. The action set here, this is our closing, and we can use whatever timers in between that we want. We can use whatever trigger up front that we want to start that counter, and then our counter just becomes our delay timers in here. So we can customize that however we want to. All right. Looks like we are at the end of the questions here today. So again, thank you very much for being out here. Thanks to Graham for posting this particular topic and recommending this one. And glad we had some good stuff here to cover on that one. Again, please feel free to jump over to the mastermindwebinars.uservoice.com link that I send out to you guys every week, where you can submit different topic ideas and vote those up. It looks like next week we're going to be hitting one on LinkedIn. I'm already working with our social media specialist here at Infusionsoft, who manages all of our own social media presence, and she's got a presentation that she does on LinkedIn. So she will be joining us next week while I'm out of the country in Australia for our Infusionsoft University down there. We'll have Heather Dobson as our guest next week. So be sure to tune in for that one. Again, thanks so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you guys on a future Mastermind webinar. Have a great day.